Hey there, you're back. Hey, you know there's an old saying in theater, everybody's a critic. Well, this week you're going to be a critic. Should be, I hope, a fun module for you. So I'm going to fly through what we're doing, okay? You're going to read the chapter, the audience, and the critic, and then you're going to watch a lecture on the playgoers. You're going to see examples of Broadway because it's all about where we see theater, right? Broadway, August Osage County is a play that's awesome. You're going to watch a clip of it. There's going to be a Broadway revival of Anything Goes. Originally on stage in 1935. There's a Disney is such an influence nowadays on stage. So the Broadway version of Aladdin is on there. On the road, where you can go see tours, like up in Cleveland. You're going to see Come From Away, a clip of that. Little Shop of Horrors is as an example of off-Broadway. And there's a video about an off-Broadway theater that's been in New York for many, many years. And then there's regional theater. Lord D Theater, for instance, which you'll see they're doing Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee. I knew one of those guys in that cast, too. And then you're going to watch an example of Summerstock Theater down in Kentucky at Pioneer Playhouse. And an outdoor drama, a famous one in North Carolina, in Manteo, North Carolina, called The Lost Colony. So you'll see an example of that. Then you're going to see an example of a Shakespeare Festival, which is in Oregon, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. It's awesome. It's like Disney, but it's got Shakespeare. It's amazing. And then you're going to see dinner theater. We can go eat dinner, and then you watch a show. And then you're going to see a community theater, which is so important for our communities. Some of you had some comments. You'll have some comments on this in one of the journals. And then children's theater, which is so important for our kids, and so many people do it professionally, and it's just an awesome thing. So take your kids to see children's theater or get involved in it. It's really cool. And then educational theater. Ashland does shows, but there's an example of I believe it's Reinhardt Theater. They have a program, a musical theater program, and an acting program and design program that's there. Check that out. Alternative theater. I saw in Chicago when I lived in Chicago, 500 Clown Macbeth. It was awesome. And then you're going to watch street theater, where they're actually out on the street doing theater for a purpose. And then you're going to watch international theater, Miss Saigon, Miss Saigon, a famous show that went to Broadway from England, and it's been all over the world. And then you're going to test yourself on all these things that you watch, because you watch them closely, and you can take that quiz as many times as you want. And then I have a journal for you to write. It's about 3 questions. Please, on these journals, answer the questions. For instance, number 1, it says, it asks where theater is happening, which is in this chapter. I don't have the book with me. But Broadway, off-Broadway, dinner theater, summer stock. Answer the question. Don't just make up something. And then the next question is about asking, of all the shows, all the clips of the shows you watched, which one would you like to and why? And don't forget the why part. That's very important, on both those. And then there's another question. So not answering the questions, I'm not going to give you full credit for it. And answer them correctly. They're pretty, I want to know what you think about stuff, and don't put stuff that's not in the module, or you're not answering the question. But enough on that. That's pretty simple. Then you're going to watch a critic on the playgoers, about the critic, and then they're going to read the production critique, what I'm going to go over with really quickly, and I'm going to go over that right now. Let me take a break. All right. Next up, I'm going to talk to you about the review guidelines, the production critique. This is the big mamma jamma of the semester. Okay. All right. I'm so fast, I'm back again. So this is the big baby, right? You're going to have a choice of, gosh, I've got a bunch of shows on there that you can choose one that you want to watch. And you must watch one of these productions. Trying to write it on something else, I will not give you credit. You will get a 0, and you will miss out on 150 points. So please do it on the ones in the module. If you're having any technical issues with them, let me know ASAP so we can figure out something and get it fixed. Most of the time they work fine on Blackboard. But anyway, watch one of those. There's a selection of plays, and then there's a selection of musicals. So choose one, And if you have time, watch another one for fun. But you're going to write the production critique on one. And remember, all this stuff we've been practicing, right? Do that. Read my feedback. Because if you're not doing it correctly, I'm going to take off a lot of points. And I'm very serious about that. I've spent a lot of time reading and giving feedback because I want you to do it properly, okay? So you're going to start off with the big paper, and it's going to, you got rules on here. There's no research required. All you have to do is watch this play, take notes on it, the things you noticed that stood out to you that maybe you liked or you didn't like, whatever. But the first thing you're going to do is what is being attempted. We've done that, right? We've done that. What is the theme? Give me a statement, right? Don't spend a lot of time, giving me, if you're going to do a synopsis, which is telling me the plot of the play or the musical, do it very little because I don't care. I've seen them all and I know them. I want to know your opinion, right? What do you think was being attempted first, okay? But no, don't waste your time on synopsis. You're wasting your time. But a little is okay, if you need to get your point across. But we've done this. What is being attempted? We did it with Fences. We did it with Glass Menagerie. And don't be afraid to look deep. If the play has a serious message, and bring it all down to a statement, right? We've done it. How was it accomplished? Okay, so you're going to look at the elements of the production. So acting, first of all, directing, right? You must mention directing. You must critique it, right? Give me an opinion on what you thought of the director, and you must mention these people's names. Not mentioning their names will what? That's right. Up there in Medina, you are exactly right. I'm going to take off a bunch of points. I want you to evaluate the artists. There is a program for each one of those productions. So print it, let it be your friend, have it handy, and use it when you write this, all right? But you're going to critique the directing. You're going to critique 3 actors. Don't do 1, don't do 2, do 3 actors. Give me specific examples when you evaluate them, all right? If you like them, if you didn't like them, but give me specifics, because guess what? I will take off points if you don't give me specific examples like we did in the practice exercises. And then you're going to do set design, lighting design, and costume design at the least. If you're doing the musical, if you want to mention the choreography or the music, that's fine, all right? But what is being attempted, what you thought of the creation, the artist who created it, and what they were attempting, and then all those elements. It makes sense, all right? Give me specifics, give me specific examples. It makes me so happy. I've seen this, and specific examples helps me see what you're seeing. Let me turn the page. Anything else? I've got examples on here, to help you. Use them. They're not long and elaborate, but they are what I want. This is showing me what you've learned, right? I mean, don't put those in the paper. Use your own opinion. You know what I mean. But yeah, use these examples to get an idea of how to do it. And I know you do. You've got all these resources. And then at the very end for your conclusion, was it worthwhile? Was it worthwhile? Would you recommend this production? And give me a brief why. And sum it all up, right? It's pretty simple, but yeah, just follow the directions. Not following the directions will just not benefit you. It's worth a lot of points. And like I say, we've practiced it. I want to see that practice. I want to see this stuff, right? I want professional theater goers. I want to see that you know what you're talking about. All right, and that really impresses me the most. It makes me so happy. Yeah, I know this is a fast class, but I've got some things to help you. Terms not to use, how it should be written, all that stuff. 1-inch margins all around. Just a regular font is fine. Don't go over 12 font. Please, I will take off for that because it's silly. 3-page minimum on it, 3-page minimum. And it can be done in 3 pages if you do it correctly. Some people go over, and that's totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. But yeah, there's tons of advice on here, so use that, all right? And that is the production critique. Do well on it. It might take me a little time to evaluate, to grade all of them, but I will do. I like to go through as quickly as I possibly can. Anything else? And then I want you to watch the summary at the end, and then we're done with Module 6. And then we have one more left. We're flying, guys. If you have questions on this, don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. I want to help. I like helping people. I mean, I know you do too. So you can help me. Maybe I'll have a question for you. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. Do well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.